eventually to maybe 1 or 1.5 billion people at a maximum, and have most people be able to live the way people in Vermont live. If we got what I would think of as an ideal world, then women would have exactly the same rights as men, same job opportunities, same pay for work, and that would be a very good start towards getting the fertility rate down to a point where we could have a gradual reduction in population size, although I think it's crystal clear to everybody who does the numbers that we're going to have to adjust our population size more or less continually. It's not going to end up automatically at some.
42 years ago, Dr. Henry Kissinger, the known war criminal, was Secretary of State in the Richard Milhous Nixon administration. And he authored National Security Study Memorandum 200 that remained classified for several decades. In that memorandum, now publicly available, they talk about using food as a weapon and as a tool of social control. Not a new idea. The Romans had carried it out, so had the Babylonians, the Egyptians, the ancient Chinese. It's known as siege. Control of food, control of water, you control a population. But his aim wasn't just to use it for control. His aim was to use it for depopulation, to ship the West toxic waste to the third world. That was just one of the sickening ideas in the declassified portion of this memorandum. Fast forward to 1992 in the Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro. There, globally, we saw the planet codify a plan to not push for expanding human wealth and expanding human success and expanding the living standard, but to reducing it and setting up a society based on making the people poor and setting up a global structure where having children is next to near impossible. That is the world we live in. If you go back to 2007, the British Ministry of Defense came out and echoed a Department of Defense report from here in the U.S. saying that beginning in the year 2016, right through 2020 to 2030, that they believe there would be massive multi-100% food price increases worldwide. And that during that global meltdown, that there would be incredible social unrest that would depopulate much of the earth. Now, in 2016, Vice magazine and other publications are reporting on a 2015 report produced by the U.S. government, the UN, and scores of foreign nations, as well as the State Department, overseen by food giant Cargill, the World Bank, and most importantly, the World Wildlife Fund. The World Wildlife Fund is a eugenics, anti-human organization set up by Prince Bernhard, who also founded the Bilderberg Group and who was a Nazi officer. He was also cousins and best friends with Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth's husband, who says he'd like to come back to the earth as a virus to kill 80% of the population. He also doesn't believe that Africans are people. This organization sells environmentalism to make the elite look like heroes saving the earth, when in truth, they are ushering in a planetary tyranny that is irrevocably damaging the fabric of our planet. In this new FEMA report, with headline, FEMA contractor predicts social unrest caused by 395% food price spikes, you learn that this is a report filed with governments and major institutions overseen by a contractor that since the 1940s has been the main advisor for the U.S. Navy Marine Corps.
The game itself created an opportunity to live into the future. It caused people to think through what the possibilities are. And in that process, I think they realized what they have to start to do today to prepare for that future.
The challenges and crises that we were assigned are exactly what we expect to see in the future. So you've got famine, you've got increased pests, you've got the role of climate change in the world.
It's a world where it's getting hotter and it's getting drier. We're also seeing increased social unrest because of the volatility in the food system.
Food prices are going up 400%. We've got a flood of migrants coming in. The world is starting to fall apart.
Everything we do is going to have some negative effect.
We are going to have a pretty hard world to live in.
The new normal is volatility.
It's too late to do anything. I said we will lose every battle. we will have no clean food. We will have no natural health. Codex Alimentarius will destroy the population and our fertility by weaponizing our food on a global basis. And because we know that this is happening, if we elect to do nothing, then we become part of the evil. Evil? Yes, evil. Because this is all motivated by a clear, well-articulated, and very well-developed genocidal agenda. As hard to believe as it was back then in 2004, lots of people understand now that there is a genocidal depopulation agenda, which I call a war against the population of the earth. The World Health Organization, the United States government, the Council on Foreign Relations, the United Nations, and many other similar organizations have joined together in a shared vision. It's a wonderful vision. It's the vision of a sustainable planet. There will be blue skies everywhere. There will be clean, limpid water running everywhere. There will be green grass, and there will be cows lowing peacefully in the distance. And you and I.
А еще меньше верим, что есть сатана, враг рода человеческого. Так вот, мировая закулиса, в своей основе это сионистская финансовая, своей целью имеет сокращение населения Земли. Это ее идея фикс. Нас, людей, обычных людей на Земле, по их мнению, слишком много. Их должно быть порядка 100 миллионов их самих, и еще в обслуге максимум миллиард на Земле. Вот тогда они будут жить и жировать здесь, на Земле.
Blackstone soru yöneltir. Bizim için uzak gelecek sayılır ama asıl merak ettiğim olay da bu. Yani dünya nüfusu azaltma olayı. Peki 2050'lerden sonra dünya nüfusunu azaltmayı nasıl planlıyorlar? Z cevap verir. Tabii ki teknolojiyle. Bak, dünya nüfusu 500 milyon olmalı sözü boşa Gladstone taşlarına kazanmamıştır. Ama o belirtilen rakam sadece bir hedef. Bana sorar isen o derece dünya nüfusunu 2050 sonrası 2100'e kadar yani 50 yıl gibi bir sürede azaltamazlar. Ama ülkeler ve o ülkelerin insanları sistemin istediği gibi hareket eder ise dünya nüfusunu 2100 yılına kadar %40 oranında azaltabilirler. Yani dünya insanları ne kadar kendilerini yönlendirmelerine izin verirse bu karanlık yapılarda planlarında o derece başarılı olur. Tabii ki ben bu sefer başaramayacaklarını ümit ediyorum. Yaklaşık son 200 yıldır yaptıkları uygulamalar, planladıkları bütün olayların sonucunda başarı kazanırlar. Ama bu sefer başaramayacaklarını umut ediyorum. Umarım bütün bu anlattıklarım sadece birilerinin ana planı olarak kalır ve uygulanamaz. İnsanlar olayların farkına vararak onların bize sundukları bu şeytani düzene karşı mücadele edip değiştirebilirler. Ve yepyeni güzel bir dünya sistemi oluşturabilirler ise o zaman bizden sonraki kuşaklar için güzel bir gelecek var demektir. Şunu unutma ki bu dünyada paradan daha güçlü bir şey var ise inanmış halklardır. Şayet insanlar bu gidişe engel olamaz ise 2050'ye kadar dünyada onların kontrolünde milyonlarca robot olacak. Aynı 1920 ve 1950 tarihleri arasını düşün. Motorlu araçlar bir anda dünyayı nasıl sarmıştı? Önümüzdeki 30 yılı bu şekilde düşünebilirsin. Ben teknoloji karşıtı biri asla değilim. Ama şunu söylemek zorundayım. Onların elinde olan teknoloji bütün insanlığın düşmanıdır. 2050 ve sonrasında bu tarz robotlara insanların kolayca ulaşması sağlanacaktır. Aynı günümüzdeki akıllı telefonlar gibi düşün ki bu robotlarla evlilik aşırı derecede çoğalacak. Hatta günümüzde başladı bile. İstediğin robotu insanlar kendi isteğine göre dizayn ettirebilecek. Biraz komik olacak ama hayallerindeki insanı sana sözde eş olarak sunacak bu sistem. Şirketlerce önce kiralanacak, sonra belirli kişilere yani sistemdeki kredi konumuna göre ücretsiz olarak verilecek. Aynı interneti önümüzdeki yıllarda bize sunacakları gibi düşünebilirsin. Erkek ya da kadın fark etmez. Bu robotik sistemler çok çeşitli olacak. Aynı zamanda senden de sorumlu olacak.
I can be your best companion.
You could call it sexual competition.
Have a good day.
Robotic dolls designed for intimate companionship are hitting the market. Some of the newest dolls, or sex robots, respond to touch, and they talk.
My primary objective is to be a good companion to you, to be a good partner and give you pleasure and well-being.
their artificial emotional intimacy is powered by artificial intelligence.
I will love you forever.
Bazı robotları insanlar direkt olarak kendilerine hizmet ettirebileceği gibi ekstra gelir sağlayamayan, sadece vatandaşlık geliri olan kişilere ise daha çok sanal gerçeklik gözlükleri ve yapay zeka ile donatılmış yarı robotik sistemler verilecek. Bu şekilde insanlar gerçek olmayan bir dünyada istediği hayatı yaşayabilecek. Tabii ki yeme içme dışında. Başta küresel ısınma politikaları ve tam kontrol politikalarıyla insanlar olabildiğince doğadan koparılacaktır. Birçok ülkede başta ormanlık alanlar olmak üzere doğal ortamlara girmek yasaklanacak ve seyahat kısıtlamaları artacaktır. Bunu özellikle yapmak istiyorlar ki insanların doğayla olan bağlarını kopararak onları direkt teknolojiye entegre etmek istiyorlar. Zaten dünyanın birçok yerinde 2010 sonrası doğan kuşaklarda gözlemleyebiliyoruz. Belki de tekrardan büyük bir küresel virüs salgını ile yapacaklar.
Remember the good old days was just worse. Because any day, the antibody test is coming. Antibody test? I signed up for that shit 3 years ago in a Burger King drive-thru. Guess what? Burger King's gone. What did they tell us for the last 3 fucking years? Stay home and wash your hands.
New data confirms the virus attacks the brain tissue.
I've been hearing a lot of weird rumors about the institutional corruption of the Department of Sanitation.
Check out the new immunity bracelet. Literally can't leave the house without this.
Well, I wonder if that's how like dinosaurs went. Like just like
the global death count is now over 110 million.
It's the end of the world, bro.
As Los Angeles enters its 200. It's like the apocalypse. So we just gotta sit home like gerbils in our little bullshit cages. Non-compliance will be met with severe penalties. Guess what? There ain't no good news coming.
We will be shut on site.
Tabii ki o kadar net konuşamıyorum. Ama şunu net olarak söyleyebilirim ki bizler aslında sosyal toplumların, yani fiziksel olarak sosyal yaşayan toplumların son örnekleriyiz. 2050 sonrası bugün yaşanan sosyal etkinlikler kalmayacağı gibi insanların geçmiş ile bağları da koparılacak. Planları bu yönde. Özellikle geçmişte yaşanan kötü olaylar o zamanki insanlara internet üzerinden başta reklamlar olmak üzere çeşitli algılarla anlatılacak. Ve bu psikolojiyle yönlendirilen insan geçmişte yaşananları duymak bile istemeyecektir. Ve yine planları gereği tüm dünyada uygulanacaktır bu. Bu olaylardan dünyadaki bütün dinlerden nasibini alacak. Bilirsin, Amerika Birleşik Devletleri'nde evangelist birçok dindar büyük savaş Armagedon'u bekliyor. Hatta 2028'e kadar Mesih İsa'nın yeryüzüne gelmesini düşünüyorlar. Yalnız şu var ki beklentileri gerçekleşmeyen, kurtarıcı bekleyen inanç sahipleri yavaş yavaş umutlarını kaybedecek. Dinler insanları manipüle etmek için kullanılan bir araç olarak görülmeye devam edilecek. Ve biliyoruz ki her geçen gün dünyanın birçok yerinde bu tarz söylemler giderek artmaktadır. Bu durumlardan dolayı ve maddeci dünyanın getirilerinden dolayı insanlar geleneksel dini inançlardan uzaklaşmaya başlayacak. Bir inanca dahil olmak isteyen kişiler de farklı şekillerde yenilenmiş inançlar ve yeni çağ akımlarına yönelecek. Zamanla inançlar özünden koparılacak ve her şey bilime entegre edilecek.
Is that man can no longer fall back on established religion as a sort of identity, a collective identity. And occultism is a sort of do-it-yourself God kit, in whatever form it takes, oriented towards personal power. As a result of this, those who could be accepted collectively simply by being Christians at one time, for example, now find that with automation, with advances in technology, that their roles as human beings are lessened a great deal, are much less viable within him in order to develop into the higher man.
Bu şekilde insanlar dünyaya ve sisteme daha bağlı oldukça ölüm düşüncesi en aza inecek. Z. Blackstone'a bakarak şöyle söyler. Yani sen sisteme ne kadar fayda sağlarsan sistem de sana o kadar bonkör olacak. Zaten son 20 yıldır bunu özellikle sosyal medya sayesinde görüyoruz. İnsanların yeme içme alışkanlıklarından konuşma ve yürüme tarzına, giyim kuşamdan takip edilen eğlence şekillerine kadar. Yani her geçen gün insanların yapıları fiziksel olarak değişmektedir. Kısacası tek tip insan modeli isteniyor. Kapitalist dünya sisteminde sadece bilim önemli değildi. Spor, sanat, eğlence gibi sosyal aktiviteler de kapitalizmi geliştirmiştir. Ama bu tarz uygulamalar 2050 sonrasında tamamen teknolojiye entegre olarak devam edecek. Şirketler her evi, her toprağı, her bölgeyi yavaş yavaş ele geçirdikçe birçok insan bugün Japonya'dakine benzer daha ufak tek odalı evlerde yaşamaya başlayacak. Özellikle yeni inşa edilen akıllı şehirlerin etrafındaki harabe kalmış yerlerde. Bu zaman içinde iyi krediye sahip olmayan ya da sisteme karşı azınlık olan insanların çoğu sistemin dışındaki dünyada yaşamak zorunda bırakılacak. Kısacası dünya genelinde önümüzdeki yıllarda evsiz insanların sayısı anormal derecede artacak. Zaten son 10 yıldır başta Amerika Birleşik Devletleri olmak üzere dünyanın birçok yerinde bunu açıkça gözlemliyoruz. Dediğim gibi bugün gelişmiş ülkelerin çoğunun nüfusları artmıyor. Hatta bu devletler büyük teşvikler vermesine rağmen insanlar çocuk yapmak istemiyorlar. 2050 sonrası dünyanın birçok yeri bu tarz düşüncelerle dolacak. Ve tabii ki dijital paralar hayatımıza girdikçe kontrol mekanizması daha da fazla büyüyecek.
This is Aldous Huxley. A searing social critic, Mr. Huxley, 27 years ago, wrote Brave New World, a novel that predicted that someday the entire world would live under a frightful dictatorship.
First of all, that there are a number of impersonal forces which are pushing in the direction of less and less freedom. And I also think that there are a number of technological devices which anybody who wishes to use can use to accelerate this process of going away from freedom, of imposing control, a force which in general terms can be called overpopulation, the mounting pressure of population pressing upon existing resources This, of course, is an extraordinary thing. Something is happening which has never happened in the world's history before. I mean, let's just take a simple fact that between the time of the birth of Christ and the landing of the Mayflower, the population of the Earth doubled. It rose from 250 million to probably 500 million. Today, the population of the Earth is rising at such a rate that it will double in half a century.
Well, why should overpopulation work to diminish our freedoms?
Well, in a number of ways. I mean, the experts in the field, like Harrison Brown, for example, pointed out that in the underdeveloped countries, actually the standard of living is at present falling, that people have less to eat and less goods per capita than they had 50 years ago. And as the position of these countries, the economic position, becomes more and more precarious, obviously the central government has to take over more and more responsibility for keeping the ship of state on an even keel. And then, of course, you're likely to get social unrest under such conditions, with again an intervention of the central government. So that I think one sees here a pattern which seems to be pushing very strongly towards a totalitarian regime, and that the birth control at the other end. Consequently, the birth rates remain as high as they were, and death rates have fallen substantially.
All right, then, so much for the time being anyway for overpopulation. Another force that is diminishing our freedoms.
Well, another force which I think is very strongly operative in this country is the force of what may be called over-organization. As technology becomes more and more complicated, it becomes necessary to have more and more elaborate organizations, more hierarchical organizations. And incidentally, the advance of technology has been accompanied by an advance in the science of organization. It's now possible to make organizations on a larger scale than was ever possible before. And so that you have more and more people living their lives out as subordinates in these hierarchical systems controlled by bureaucracies, either the bureaucracies of big business or the bureaucracies of big government.
Now, the devices that you were talking about, are there specific devices or methods of communication which diminish our freedoms in addition to overpopulation and over-organization?
Well, there are certainly devices which can be used in this way. Well, what I feel very strongly is that we mustn't be caught by surprise by our own advancing technology. This has happened again and again in history. Technology has advanced, and this changes social conditions, and suddenly people have found themselves in a situation which they didn't foresee and doing all sorts of things they didn't really want to do.
Well, now, what do you mean? Do you mean that we develop our television, but we don't know how to use it correctly? Is that the point that you're making?
Well, at present, the television, I think, is being used quite harmlessly. It's being used, I think, I would feel it's being used too much to distract everybody all the time. But I mean, imagine, which must be the situation in all communist countries where the television, where it exists, is always saying the same thing the whole time. It's always driving along. It's not creating a wide front of distraction. It's creating a one-pointed drumming in of a single idea all the time. It's obviously an immensely powerful instrument. Well, to start with, I think this kind of the dictatorship of the future, I think, will be very unlike the dictatorships which we've been familiar with in the immediate past. I mean, take another book prophesying the future, which was a very remarkable book, George Orwell's 1984. Well, this book was written at the height of the Stalinist regime and just after the Hitler regime. And there he foresaw a dictatorship using entirely the methods of terror, the methods of physical violence. Now, I think what is going to happen in the future is the dictators will find, as the old saying goes, that you can do everything with bayonets except sit on them. That if you want to preserve your power indefinitely, you have to get the consent of the ruled. And this they will do, partly by drugs, as I foresaw in Brave New World, partly by these new techniques of propaganda. They will do it by bypassing the sort of rational side of man and appealing to his subconscious and his deeper emotions and his physiology even, and so making him actually love his slavery. I mean, I think this is the danger, that actually people may be in some ways happy under the new regime, but they will be happy in a situation where they oughtn't to be happy.
In an age of accelerating overpopulation, of accelerating overorganization, and ever more efficient means of mass communication, how can we preserve the integrity and reassert the value of the human individual? You put the question. Now here's your chance to answer it, Mr. Huxley.
Well, this is obviously, first of all, it's a question of education. I think it's terribly important to insist on individual values. I mean, there is a tendency, as you probably read a book by White, The Organization Man. It's a very interesting, valuable book, I think, where he speaks about the new type of group morality, group ethics, which speaks about the group as though the group was somehow more important than the individual. But this seems, as far as I'm concerned, to be in contradiction with what we know about the genetical makeup of human beings, that every human being is unique. And it is, of course, on this genetical basis that the whole idea of the value of freedom is based. And I think it's extremely important for us to stress this in all our educational life. And I would say it's also very important to teach people to be on their guard against the sort of verbal booby traps into which they're always being led, to analyze the kind of things that are said to them. Well, I think there is this whole educational side, and I think there are many more things that one could do to...
You're a prophet of decentralization.
Well, yes, if this is feasible. It's one of the tragedies, it seems to me. I mean, many people have been talking about the importance of decentralization in order to give back to the voter a sense of direct power. I mean, the voter in an enormous electorate feels quite impotent, and his vote seems to count for nothing. This is not true where the electorate is small and where he is dealing with a group which he can manage and understand. And if one can, as Jefferson after all suggested, break up the units into smaller and smaller units, and so get a real self-governing democracy.
Well, that was all very well in Jefferson's day, but how can we revamp our economic system and decentralize and at the same time meet militarily and economically the tough challenge of a country like Soviet Russia?
Well, I think the answer to that is that there are, it seems to me that the production, industrial production, is of two kinds. I mean, there are some kinds of industrial production which obviously need the most tremendously high centralization, like the making of automobiles, for example. But there are many other kinds where you could decentralize quite easily and probably quite economically, and that you would then have this kind of decentralized life. After all, you begin to see it now if you travel through the South, this decentralized textile industry which is springing up there.
Bilirsin, halihazırda dünyanın birçok yerinde küresel şirketlerce toprak alımları yapılıyor. Hem de bedavaya. Bu arada Blackstone araya girer. Nasıl yani? Gerçekten de bedavaya mı alıyorlar? Z cevap verir. Evet, karşılıksız dolar basıp borsalar, kripto paralar ve çeşitli birçok piyasalar üzerinden manipüle hareketlerle insanların ellerindekini ucuza alıp o değersiz, bedavadan elde ettikleri paralar ile anormal fiyatlar ödeyerek bu toprakları alıyorlar. 100.000 dolar değerindeki bir gayrimenkule değerinin çok ve çok üstünde fiyatlar vererek alabiliyorlar. Gelecekte en değerli şey toprak olacak. Zaten geçmişte de öyleydi. Demem o ki, dolara bugünkü değerini veren sistem, gelecek yıllarda da o değerini tamamen elinden alacak. Buradaki amaç, ekonomik krizler sonucunda insanlara sadece hayatlarını idame ettirmesi için bir dijital vatandaşlık geliri bağlanmasıdır. Tabii ki bu harcamalar merkezi sistemlerce takip edilmesiyle olacaktır. Bu zaman içinde nüfus azaldıkça miras kanunları değişecek. Mirasçısı kalmayan aile soyu tükenmiş bireylerin boşta kalan arsa, ev, iş yeri gibi gayrimenkulleri ve diğer servetleri bu kurumların kontrolüne verilecek. Ve sonrasında bu tarz yerler genellikle yıkılacak ve doğaya kazandırılacak. Hatta 2050 sonrasında yakın akraba ve soyları biten insanların mezarlarına bile göz dikiyorlar. Özellikle gömülme yöntemiyle yapılan mezarlıklar kapatılacak. Çoğu mezarlar şirketlerce ormanlaştırılacak. Blackstone araya girer. Anlıyorum. Şu ana kadar anlattıkların kafamda iyicene oturmaya başladı. Peki 2100 sonrası bizden sonraki kuşakları nasıl bir dünya bekliyor?